In this video, I'm going to show you how yoga can benefit your brain and even reduce your risk for dementia and Alzheimer's. Hi, I am Laurel Brennan, founder of Root Causology, where I help women optimize their brain health and reduce dementia risk. One of the ways I address brain health is through JustRight Yoga. I am an occupational therapist, and we are trained to set up a meaningful activity that has a just right challenge. Not too hard, not too easy. In this scenario, the meaningful activity is yoga. Yoga can be safe and beneficial for anyone of any fitness level, but it does require you to listen to your body and take yourself out of any position that feels unsafe or creates pain. Because this is a video, and if you're not my personal client, please ask your own healthcare provider if you have any concerns before beginning. If you would like to be notified of future videos on brain wellness and dementia prevention, please click subscribe so we can stay connected. Okay, so first the background on the brain benefits of yoga, the why behind what we will do together today. Yoga helps the brain develop new connections, changing the brain in structure and function. It strengthens part of the brain that plays a key role in memory, attention, awareness, thought, and language. And MRI scans even show that people who do yoga are more likely to have a thicker cerebral cortex, which is responsible for information processing, and a thicker hippocampus, which is involved in learning and memory. Yoga and meditation are connected to improved executive functioning, which in the front of the brain is responsible for reasoning, decision-making, memory, learning, and reaction time. Additionally, maybe you already knew this, that yoga is good for stress. It lowers the stress hormones, it increases endorphins, or our happy chemicals, and increases GABA, also, which chills us out and can improve mood and reduce anxiety. Yoga and music both, so listen to music with your yoga and get extra benefits, have been shown to be the most effective of multiple types of intervention to treat depression and anxiety. So get yourself ready now for yoga. It's best if you have room to move, so you can spread your arms all the way overhead and out to the sides without hitting anything. Maybe I should move that plant. And you have the option to be in a chair. If you choose a chair, make sure it has no arms and no wheels. I'm using blocks because my feet can't quite reach the floor and keep my hips and knees at a 90-degree angle. So blocks or books can raise your feet up so you have that 90 and 90. So for the yoga class, you'll have options to do yoga from the chair if you're uncomfortable getting on and off the floor. And if you are comfortable getting on and off the floor, then you will have those options as well. Get ready for yoga that's going to benefit your brain. So we'll start our yoga with posture and breath. So first, let's just take a big breath in and a long, slow breath out. So we'll go in through our nose and out through our mouth. And add a little bit of movement to that if that feels good. Inhaling up. Exhale back and down. So a little shoulder roll. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale the shoulders back and down. And now we'll switch to our yogic breath in and out through the nose. And imagine someone has a string attached to the top of our head, lengthening our spine. Our shoulders are soft, down away from our ears. And we think about our ears floating over our shoulders. So if we have a tendency to go here, which we often do, we're at the computer or driving, we just want to tuck our chin back in. So ears are floating over the shoulders. And for standing, we're going to rotate our shoulders so that our palms are forward. So rotating the shoulders back and down, palms are forward. Let's draw our belly in just a tiny bit. And we have a micro bend in our knees. So not a big bend, but we can just tell that they're not locked. And we'll check and make sure that our feet aren't too close together. They aren't too wide. They're just right under the hips. And when we're in our chair, we have blocks raising our feet if that's necessary. So we have a 90-degree angle at the hips and the knees and the ankles. And we'll just take a few breaths here, in and out through the nose. And now we're going to start to move the shoulder blades a little bit. So think about chicken wings. We're going to push those elbows back, pinch the shoulder blades together, and push out the chest a little bit. So let's take a breath in here, and then relax and release the breath. So we'll try that again. Inhale and exhale. Shoulder blades pinch together. And exhale. Imagine you have a tray in front of you. You want to hold that tray. Inhale. Bring that tray a little closer. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades toward one another or toward the middle of the back, our midline. And exhale, release. And now we're going to continue adding on, so into a chest expansion. So our elbows are going to go out to the sides. Imagine elbows are reaching away from each other. So these are our goalpost arms or our cactus arms. Maybe we even feel some lengthening underneath the arms as the elbows actively reach apart. Just take a few breaths, nice and slowly, in and out through the nose here. And we'll add a little bit of movement again. So we'll push the elbows back. On the inhale, chest goes forward. So we might feel a little stretch across the chest and shoulders. On our exhale, we're going to give ourselves a hug. So notice which arm crosses in front of the other. Probably your dominant hand is on top. You can walk the hands towards one another in the back, whatever's comfortable on the shoulders here. We can drop our chin to our chest. And then on our next inhale, we're going to open the arms to goalpost or cactus arms again. Inhale, push the chest forward, elbows go back a little bit, maybe a tiny lift with our chin. And this time when we give ourselves a hug, the other arm is going to be on top. Shoulder blades pull away from each other. We could drop our chin toward our chest. And we'll try that a few times, connecting the breath to that movement. So arms go out to the sides. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hug, one arm on top. Notice which arm it is. Inhale, open, chest goes forward, elbows go back. And hug with the other arm on top. One more time to each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hug. So crossing this midline of our body is good for our brain, makes us think a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of movement to our spine. This is our cat and our cow. So standing and sitting, it's a similar movement in our spine. So our cat pose, if we're standing, our feet are going to be a little bit wider than our hips. And we're going to tuck our tailbone under and draw our belly in. Let our shoulder blades move away from the midline or away from each other. We'll drop our chin to our chest. Same movement if we're sitting in the chair. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, chin to the chest. A few more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale. So this one is our cow, lifting with the heart. Exhale into cat, draw the belly in. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale to cat. And we'll come back. The next one we're going to do, crossing our midline, but just with our fingers. So we're going to interlace the fingers. And probably you have a dominant side. Notice which thumb is on top. For me, my dominant side is second. So we're going to open the hands and cross them again the other way. So now the other thumb is in front. So let's connect the breath even to that little movement. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time to each side. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do some figure eights. This is going to work our brain a little bit too. So we're going to draw figure eights with our hands. And then see if you can reverse the figure eight and go in the other direction. If you don't get it right away, it's okay. Be gentle with yourself, give it a go. Try to switch sides or switch directions. Take that figure eight in different directions a couple times. And then we'll open and switch the thumb that's in front and do figure eights a couple different ways. Figure eights going one direction, figure eights going the other direction. Feel like your brain's getting a little workout. Yeah. So relaxing. We'll check in with our posture again, standing or sitting nice and tall. We'll check in with that breath. Let's go in and out through the nose again. So if you've never done a chair, you can use a chair to help here, but we're gonna have our feet hip width apart and act as if we're gonna sit down and only lower as far as is comfortable on the knees. So as we sink down, we wanna make sure we can feel weight in the heels. We could wiggle our toes. So what we're gonna do is go in and out of chair 14 times, but there are some additional pieces that make this extra special for our brain. So we're going to take our left arm and cross it to the right ear. So we want our thumb to gently press on the earlobe with the thumb facing forward. And then we're going to take our right hand, come across the body to grab hold of the opposite earlobe, again, thumb facing forward. Next, depending on how old you are, you get to decide which direction you're going to face. So if you consider yourself young, whatever that is, you can face east. And if you consider yourself a little older, you can face north. And we're going to take our tongue and gently place it on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth. And we're going to connect breath to movement. So we're going to inhale, sink down, and exhale, stand tall. So we're going to go in and out of chair and mountain pose. So one more time, we'll go through it, and then we'll do 14 together. So our feet are hip width apart. Left hand to right ear, right hand to left ear, tongue to the back of the teeth or just behind the front teeth to the roof of the mouth. And we'll inhale into chair and exhale, stand tall. And that was one. So that was our super brain yoga. Next, we're going to do either a seated or a supine pigeon. So the seated pigeon, this is a hip stretch, but we're not going to go too deep into the stretch if you're not really warm. But it's again crossing the midline, so a good challenge for the brain. So we're going to put right leg across the left. We want to, again, keep that foot flexed, so pulling the toes toward the shin. That keeps our knee safe. And the ankle hangs over the edge of the thigh. So check in with our posture. Sit nice and tall, shoulders are relaxed. And we can decide if we want to hinge forward to get more of a stretch in the hip. On the ground, we have the same movement, extending the leg, flexing the foot, toes toward the shin, cross the ankle over the opposite thigh. And here, we might feel a comfortable stretch. If we'd like more of a stretch, we can grab the back of the thigh and lift the foot away from the ground. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we did a lot of crossing the midline, good for our brain. Also, it's good for our brain to meditate. So you want to get it in the most comfortable position. So that could be in the chair or it could be lying down, whatever is best for you. So in your most comfortable position for your meditation, I grabbed a couple pillows and an eye mask. We're just going to spend a few minutes here together with a really kind of simple meditation technique. Simple doesn't mean that it's easy. Simple is just what we can return to again and again, which is our breath. We always have it with us. With or without your eye mask, we're going to walk our shoulders down away from our ears, whether we're sitting or lying down. And if it feels safe and comfortable, we can close our eyes. And we're going to check in and notice where it is that we feel the breath. And some notice it at the nostrils. Some notice a swirl of air as it hits the back of the throat. And others might notice the feeling at the chest or the belly. So there's no right or wrong. We're just noticing where that breath is most obvious for us. And it's very normal for our mind to wander away from the breath. But each time we notice that it has done so, we gently return our attention to the feeling of the breath. And we'll slowly wiggle our fingers and our toes. And prepare to come to a comfortable seated position. If you're on your back, you could roll to your side, push yourself up. And you just did something good for your brain. Thanks for joining me for yoga for your brain. Just Right Yoga with Laurel. We'll inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to our heart. Thank you so much.